said, right? But people do not cut checks because they like my flower. People love my pink lipstick, but they don't cut checks because I wear pink lipstick. I got to earn every single penny. So every single penny got to work for me. Okay. Lori says baby steps work. Check it out. Check it out. Ramsey, that's real talk. I've been to Nashville a couple times to go see him. I'm a Dave person, y'all. I'm a Dave person. And it was so funny because I was on the freeway. This was in, I don't even know what year, but it's a long time ago. And I was on my way home from work and I saw this sign and it said live debt free. I said, how you gonna live debt free? How is that possible? I've had a car payment since I was 18 years old. I grew up in Detroit. And I think y'all have heard me say this before. What you drive is more important than where you live at. Okay? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. What you drive is more important than where you live. Any of y'all know what I'm talking about? Can I get a 1 if you know what I'm talking about? Can I get a 1 if you know what I'm talking about? So I had a car payment since I was 18 years old. Actually, a little bit younger than that because my parents had got me a car when I was in high school. Lori said, yeah, Lori in Chicago, so she knows. She knows, okay? Because we're neighbors. We were. I'm in Georgia now, but everybody saying yeah. Everybody saying yeah. A lot of ones in the chat. So y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Willie Pinnell, what's up? What's up? Thank you, S. Abdul. So you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But you get to a point in your life where I don't care if you think my car looks whack. As long as it can get me from point A to B, I'm not wondering when I hear that. I've seen somebody's car get towed, like repoed a couple times. I've seen that happen in my neighborhoods. You hear that thing at night, they come at night too, y'all. If it ain't never happened to you, I pray it don't. They come at night, you hear them chains going, and they trying to get in and get out. Most of the time, the people they already know it's coming. So they knocking on the door, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So I know a lot of y'all gonna leave right now because I'm not talking about how you can make $10,000 a month, and that's cool. I really don't care right now. And matter of fact, I'm never gonna do that. I'm never gonna do that. You can make it, but you got to do what you got to do to get there. Okay. But I want y'all to really listen to me because a lot of stuff about to happen. A lot of stuff. And I would love to be that channel where I could talk finances and money and just dog y'all out and stuff. Those who may need a little push in there, but that's not my channel. Of course, this is Notary. But it all goes together because a lot of times you're saying, well, I can't afford mentorship. I can't afford mentorship. I can't afford books. I can't afford my supplies. I can't afford my business cards. I can't afford any of this. Well, why not? And then I look at you on a live somewhere, like when we do a behind the scenes or something. And I'm like, oh, okay. And if I talk to you on the phone long enough too, I still do a few intake calls. It's very rare. Very, very rare. But I'm talking to people. I'm like, oh, yeah. I said, okay, I can see why they can't afford membership. Why they can't invest in their business. And it's all good. I'm not mad either way. I am not mad either way. Because Kimmi is going to be stamping some papers. Okay. But I want to help you to build your business. I want you to own something, right? And a lot of people getting ready to lose their food stamps. Y'all knew this was coming. You knew this was coming. The writing has been on the wall. How many of you sitting on your notary stamp right now? How many right now? And you knew in October that the government shut down. You had 2 weeks. You could have been making some money out there. You already got your commission. You just need to know what to do. You could have invested $27, did the 5 basic courses, and had your business up and running in 2 weeks. Especially if you ain't doing nothing else. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we got to start taking care of ourselves, guys. And I think this has become so clear, and I'm so passionate about it right now. I'm going to get y'all comments. The reason I'm so passionate about this right now is because after I lost my mom and my dad, those were my cushions. Those were my cushions. If I got into trouble, even at this age, I can call my mom and say, hey, Mom, such and such and such and such. Okay. Because they were very frugal. My parents did not do lavish vacations. They did like their car now because I told you I'm from Detroit. But even at a certain point, they stopped buying cars. All my life, my parents had a new car. Okay? Until they got old enough to realize, oh, this is stupid. The last car they bought was a The last car, well, two. They had a Lincoln Town car. That was the last. That was a brand new one. Then my dad kept it forever. And then my mom bought um Explorer. Explorer. And at that time, I had moved from us living right by each other here in Georgia to about 30 minutes away. And they were coming to see me every day because I had a pool at my apartment I was living at. And my mother was like, oh no, this thing got to go. This thing got to go. After that gas was killing her, she ended up getting a Ford. She went back to Ford and got a mini freestyle something or another. The gas was way cheaper though. So after that, that was the last car that they bought. So they owned both of those until we lost them. But they were my cushion, right? And even with my parents years ago, I learned that you don't even them, God bless the child that got his own. I mean, my dad had a little difference about something. I had a loan in their name, and he was like, look, get that loan on my name. Oh, okay. That's what we doing? That's what we did. That's real talk. My daddy loved me to death, okay? But it came a point when we disagreed about something, and he who pulls the money, he who has the money pulls the strings. Okay, y'all done seen The Family That Prays, Tyler Perry. That's real talk, okay? That's real talk. So if you got your own, you got your own. Can't nobody tell you what to do. You don't even want to be that reliant on no man. You don't be that reliant on nobody. Okay, now I'm really on my soapbox. This is my real me when it comes to money, y'all. This is my real me. Okay, and I've been married for a very long time. And I don't think my husband getting ready to go do nothing. But your girl know how to take care of herself. Always have. I had a job since I was 13 years old. Some of that by choice. Some of that because I had to, right? But your girl know how to take care of herself. Some of us don't know how to write a check. If he leave tomorrow, you can't do nothing. What if he dies? Anything could happen. You need to be able to take care of yourself, okay? And nothing is showing us more than this economy that, yeah, keep your 9 to 5. I'm not telling you to quit your job. But what I am saying is have your plan B. If you already got your commission, you already got your stamp, you just don't know how to use it, you need to invest in yourself. And that's just facts. Okay? So let me get your comments right quick. S. Abdul said, yeah, it's hard. Sometimes I hear it. Yeah, you hear them, the cars getting towed, right? I mean, repo. And that's a terrible feeling. Can you imagine? You come out, you think your car been stolen, but it's been repo because you owe somebody $700 a month plus insurance. Plus insurance. Come on now. Plus gas. Now gas is cheap right now. Gas is cheap right now, but everything else is still high. Okay. Helen says, words of wisdom. I'm listening. Thank you, Helen. I'm glad. And that makes me feel good. I'll get off my soapbox. If y'all have any questions, please drop them. But my whole point, though, is own something, guys. Own something. That's why I gave y'all these tips today from working at home. Some of y'all don't have no car. Y'all got excuses about that. And that's not an excuse. I'm going to take that back. Because when you don't have a freaking car, especially living in the state of in Georgia, you got a serious problem. Now, some people can get around like in New York, in Philly, you can get around a little bit easier. Even Detroit, we got public transportation. And it's getting a little better here in Georgia. But if you ain't got a car, that's not no excuse. That could be some whoop, beep, 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 beep on earth. It's crazy when you don't got no car. Okay? I've never had to experience that. But I know that that's a hard one. But that's why I'm trying to give you some workarounds. Learn that remote online business. Meet people in the office where you live at. There's no excuses no more, guys. If you can walk down the stairs in your apartment, walk over to that complex and meet them. Can you walk to the local McDonald's? Could you? Is there a library close by? Could you make a deal with a friend where y'all can split some of the commission? If they drive you to the appointment, if you're doing loan signings, you learn how to master that. You got everything. You got your equipment. You got your printer. You got all your stuff, and you just need somebody to drive you there. Could that work for you? Hey, could you drive me over here? I can give you $50. Somebody be like, for an hour? Most people don't make $50 an hour. You could probably find somebody that also is in a similar situation and needs some money. Y'all team up. They got the car. You got the skills. Let's go. One more time. You got the skills. They got the car. Let's go.